everybody. I'm here today with a simple driving lesson to answer a common debate and a common question about driving. What is the question, you ask? Well, the question is, turn signal or mirrors first, okay? Now this applies to switching lanes, this applies to turning and everything else where you're gonna be using your turn signal and your mirrors before you actually make the driving maneuver or use the driving skill. So which one do you do first? Turn signal or mirrors, okay? Now I'm gonna answer in terms of practical everyday driving. This has nothing to do with your driving test, and I'll explain that later, so stay tuned. This has nothing to do with the driving test or when you're actually in your driving lesson with a certified instructor. This is in terms of after you have your license, day-to-day driving, which one do you do first? Well, some will say you do your mirrors first. Actually, many will say you do your mirrors first, but I say you use your turn signal first. And it's just a matter of skill management and time management, okay? I treat driving the same way that I treat the rest of the things in my life. If I can allow something to work passively for me while I do something actively, then I do it. For instance, I'll load the laundry machine while the laundry is working passively for me. I'll Windex the mirrors. I'll wipe all the mirrors and the glass in my home. Okay? You do the active thing while the passive thing's working for you. Driving is no different. Your turn signal, when you turn it on, look at this. It's passively working for me. It's blinking while I can do everything else. So what I do is I put my turn signal on first. While the turn signal is passively blinking for me, I actively check my mirrors. I kill two birds with one stone, as they say. Obviously, we're not doing anything to any real birds here, but you know, I get two things done at once, okay? So I turn my turn signal on first. While it passively blinks for me, I then check my mirrors actively. I'm doing two things at once. They call me a superhuman. Yes, that's right. Now, that serves two benefits. Number one, you do two things at once. But number two, it actually gives the drivers behind you, in front of you, beside you, all around you, and the pedestrians all around you, more time to react to what you're doing. Let me give you an example. Let's say I was going to switch lanes. I turn my signal, I'm switching lanes to the right. Turn my signal to the right on. Then I'm checking my mirrors and my right blind spot. While I'm checking my mirrors on my blind spot to see if there's, any obstructions, my signal has been alerting the drivers for multiple seconds that I'm planning on switching lanes to the right. That gives the driver that's, let's say, right over there, time to slow down or get out of the way or flash their high beams at me or whatever they want to do. It gives them time to react, okay? Let's say I'm going to turn left. I'm approaching a stop sign and I'm going to turn left. As I'm approaching that stop sign, I turn my left signal on. Okay? When I'm about, it all depends, but I say when I'm about like 100 feet from the stop sign, I'll turn my signal on. Okay? And then as I start to slow down, while the signal's flashing, as I start to slow down, when I'm about 50 feet from the stop sign, I'll check my rear view mirror, my left side mirror, my left blind spot. All of that time, my signal has been alerting the person behind me that I plan on turning. That means I'm going to slow down and I'm going to have to deal with the intersection as a turner, as someone that's turning at the intersection. So that's why I always say use your signal first. Because as you use your signal, it's passively alerting other drivers while you do the rest of your safety checks, while you scan the intersection, while you scan the lanes, while you decide what you need to do. You want to give other drivers as much time as possible to react. By using your signal first, you give them more time to react to what you plan on doing. That's why I always signal first. It just makes sense. It just makes sense in terms of practicality. Now, for your driving test, for your actual in-car instruction with a certified driving instructor, whatever the case is, whoever you're getting your driving lessons from, okay? Whether they're certified or not. You want to make sure to follow the local guidelines. Some places are very specific about checking your mirrors first. So, if your locale is very specific about checking your mirrors first, then for your driving lessons, for the driving test, check your mirrors first. But I'm talking about in terms of practical driving. If they don't care, then signal first because it makes the most sense. But in terms of practical, everyday, day-to-day driving, you want to be a better driver overall, I always recommend that you signal first because it just makes sense. And that's it. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think down below as a comment. And of course, be sure to subscribe for more great videos just like this one. And that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching.